Can you feel it? Speed, adrenaline, power. Rolling with the thunder. It's time for Thunder Talk. Brought to you by Jailhouse Saloon. Now, here's your host, Dan Bailey.
This Friday night, Mississippi Thunder Speedway will be back in action after a bye week last Friday night. And we're getting back into green flag action with the 4th annual Hornet Swarm. This is a $1,000 to win special event for the Harmston Trucking MTS Hornet drivers. What a treat it would be to be one of those drivers who could roll into victory lane and wad up a $1,000 check and stick it deep into your pocket. I tell you, one individual who may be the guy to do it this year is joining us on Thunder Talk this week. Hunter Miller, driver of the 10H machine, who has actually picked up his very first feature win this year. Hunter, this would be a storybook season for you if you could not only grab that first feature win, but back it up with a $1,000 to win Swarm feature win this Friday night. How are you feeling coming into this Friday night's program?
I'm feeling excited, that's for sure. I picked up one win this year. If I could pick up my first Hornet Swarm win, that'd be great.
In my opinion, the spotlight is kind of shining on you because last year's $1,000 winner is not driving anymore, doesn't have a car. Last year's second place finisher has moved up into the modifieds. You were last year's third place finisher. Do you feel like the door is kind of open for you to step into that vacuum and maybe take the win this year?
That's exactly what I'm hoping for. I think with practice that I've been having on dirt, I'm excited for it. I think I can do it, and I'm shooting for the win. I know there's definitely some tough competition at MTS. The one time I did win this year, it was a really, really close race between all of us. I think we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm shooting for the win, obviously. I'm confident, but I think it's going to be a tough competition, no matter what.
Last year, during the Hornet Swarm, I think we had 4, maybe 5 heats of about 12 cars in each heat. I mean, it was a huge pack of Hornets that showed up. I know you want to finish first, but does that make it even more fun when there is that much competition to battle against in an evening's program?
Absolutely. I think the more cars, the merrier, I guess. Especially if you start out front, you're kind of already out front, but if you're kind of a little bit back, having to weave in and out of cars and really just focusing on the race and focusing on getting to that first spot, it makes it a game. It makes it great.
I mentioned it, and you mentioned it. This year, you were able to pick up your very first feature win. What was it that made things click this year? Has it just been that extra time on the dirt, really honing your skills and getting comfortable? Is it the car? Can you single it down to 1 or 2 things that have kind of turned this year into such a good season for you?
I definitely think it's a bit of both. The amount of practice that I've had on dirt throughout the past couple of years of just really getting it so I can dig into the corners and make my car as fast as possible through each and every lap. It's definitely made it so I can now, have a few wins under my belt is what I'm hoping at this point.
If you were to roll into victory lane this Friday night and pocket that $1,000 to win Hornet Swarm paycheck, who's going to be celebrating with you this year?
I guess I'm kind of my own sponsor in a way. That's about it. But I have to give it to my brothers, Patrick and Garrett Tickey, their dad, Kurt Tickey, my dad. They all help me out tremendously. I mean, whether it's in the garage or helping out with the car in the pits, whatever the case may be, they're definitely my number one pit crew and my family. They're great.
Well, the Hornet Swarm this Friday night really is one of the highlights for you Harmston Trucking MTS Hornet drivers. $1,000 to win on the line. Hunter, we appreciate you joining us this week on Thunder Talk, and best of luck this Friday night. I'd like nothing more than to be chatting with you in victory lane after that checkered flag flies.
All right. Thank you, man.
Hey, don't forget, you can also follow all of my social media efforts on Twitter. My account is at Dan Bailey MTS. I try to keep the race fans up to date with live results, especially event winners. Again, follow my Twitter account. That's at Dan Bailey MTS, at Dan Bailey MTS.
That was Thunder Talk with Dan Bailey, brought to you by Jailhouse Saloon. Listen to Live Trackside every Friday on AM 1380 KG Country, and don't forget to vote for the Driver of the Week on the Mississippi Thunder Speedway's Facebook page. Thunder Talk with Dan Bailey.
Come on down to the Jailhouse Saloon. Yeah, come on down to the Jailhouse Saloon.
The Jailhouse Saloon is where everyone wants to do time. Come on in and nab up some of the best homemade pizza around. The Jailhouse has happy hour weekdays from 2 until 6, free pool on Mondays, and lunch every day at a great price.
The Jailhouse Saloon where everyone wants to do time.